All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of IPJ, the podcast. There I am. I'm so lost right now in the new studio. What do you guys think, huh? Woo! Yay! Pretty awesome, huh? Got a lot of stuff going on. Really cool. I'll tell you all about it in a little bit. Still working on it, though. I got some really cool stuff to tell you about. But I also want to bring in my co-host and fan favorite, somebody who has gone across country to, explore riches elsewhere. The one and only Miss Tammy Tomfinelli. How are you, Tammy? Good to see you. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to, not get into too much trouble here with these controls again. Things been well out where you are. You traveled across back east, right?
Yeah, I moved to Mascot, Tennessee, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I traveled over 2,300 miles to get here, bought our first home.
Wow, congratulations. Yay.
Thank you. It was an offer I couldn't pass up, so here we are.
Fantastic. Well, that's really, really cool. I'm going to do myself a quick favor here before I get too far going. I'm going to move my screens over so I can actually see you there. And hey, it almost looks like I'm looking at my camera when I'm looking over here. Now I can see you perfectly. Okay, good. So, wow, you look great. Really, everything else. The move was okay. It wasn't. You didn't encounter any banditos on the way or anything.
No, the move was actually pretty good. Took us a little bit longer because one of our vans did have a technical issue about 2 hours into our trip. So it set us back about a day and a half to get that fixed. But once we got here, everything's been smooth sailing.
Nice.
I just picked up a good job out here, paying $40,000 a year to start. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, places are hiring, and if people just get off their butts and go get them right now, there's a lot of good places hiring. And
Yep.
you can get in now and start putting in the time necessary to build up some tenure. In over 10 years, you're the man, the woman, the person.
Yep. Absolutely. We're getting ready to feel the aftermath of Hurricane Ida that just touched down in Louisiana today. So we've got storm clouds and a lightning storm going on right now. So I apologize to everybody if they hear the loud rolling thunder, in the background.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, no, you guys stay safe for sure. That's incredible. So the rain bands, the extended rain bands, are going to be actually literally coming over right now as we speak.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
They are starting to roll in, and we're expecting a lot of rain tomorrow. So.
Wow. Well, definitely stay safe. Be careful out there. And if you got to go, you got to go.
Right.
You got to do what we got to do, right? So, anyways, I wanted to let everybody know that we've been on a little hiatus, mainly because I have surgery coming up, and I've been preparing for that. They're going to be doing some more stuff to my spine. But in the meantime, I wanted to try and redesign the studio area where we do these podcasts and hang out and stuff. And it was kind of, too much going on with all that, all these things on the wall. So decided to bring out some stuff that I really like, that, mean a lot to me. So I think, I kind of like it. It's the new design.
I think it looks really good. I really like the changing color LED that you have over there underneath your little shelf. And then you've got that blue LED going on around the top area there. It looks really nice.
Okay, yeah. And watch this. So you're talking about this one here. Can you see it on the screen?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So can you see me right on the screen? You can't see me right on the screen, huh?
No, I can't.
Okay. I'm trying a new trick, but I know where to use it and how to use it right. I just thought it might work on that particular one. But yeah, the lights back there are LED lights, and then also you can see we ran a rail here. My wife and my son were amazing construction workers, and they literally. I kind of designed the whole thing, and they went to Lowe's, picked up some parts and pieces, and got busy. and it really helped me put it all together. I'm so proud and thankful for them. There's also some really cool stuff still coming. You know what? I have this metal piece that's been made. It's an eagle, and it's literally going to be coming out of this flag.
Wow.
And right behind me. So it's like it's just going to be amazing with its talons and everything else coming right here. And it's going to be mounted to the wall, I think, tomorrow. And it's also got LED behind it, so it actually backlights the bird. So it's going to be amazing.
That's going to be really freaking cool.
So we're trying to spoof it up a little bit. So anywho, let's get on to some really interesting stuff, because nobody wants to hear me talk about my little world here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on in Mariposa again, because there's just still stuff crack-a-lacking in Mariposa.
No way.
Can you believe it? So one of the first things that spun me for a loop was the cartel shootings. We talked about that a little bit. There was one person who was verified as being shot and wounded, and that person survived, correct? Yeah, they went to the hospital.
Yep.
And the person was arrested. Now the sheriff's department is trying to claim that was done on Indian land, but we have witnesses, and we actually know of scanner feeds that went out from dispatch that told exactly the location. And people in Mariposa, they do listen to their scanners, and they know what's going on. So if the sheriff tries to, say, oh, it was on Indian ground, so therefore it's federal, so we don't have to deal with it and expose all our BS. Well, that's not actually true. So, and then what else did we have? We had, there went on a cartel bust.
Yes.
Remember that one? Right after that.
Yep.
And what I found amazing, once again, was there was several people busted, and they all, were Asian, Hispanic, and Asian.
Asian, Hispanic, and Asian. Yeah. Yeah.
So there was no people or no raids done on Brodia Lane. Now I know of several large grows going on there, and the sheriff knows about them too, and so does the county of Mariposa, who they've been appealing to the sheriff's department to do something about the large grows on Brodia Lane. But that didn't. I was expecting, sure, the sheriff's going to show that he's got that down. He's going to kick some butt, and he didn't touch the largest illegal grow in Mariposa. Now, granted, we know Mariposa, hey, weed's been growing there for years, and a lot of local people there, right? They've made their living on it, for decades and decades and decades.
Yep.
I get it. I grew weed for years illegally, not on a huge scale. I mean, in my backyard, I'd have a plant or two, and hopefully cops didn't come and arrest me many years ago until I could finally get my little, card to keep it legal. But, what we're talking about is something that is on a very large scale right now. That is, the guy's not paying any taxes, and he's reaping all the resources from the area.
Yep.
And those things that they put into the ground, all those chemicals, the phosphorus and the nitrogen and all those chemicals, did you know that, Tammy, did you know that those can cause algae blooms?
I did not.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, actually, that is a major source of why algae blooms occur. And that mixed with the warmth, the algae just take off, and they can really get very dangerous. And that brings us to another bit of information that I want to discuss real quick.
Yeah.
And that is this here. We know about the family that was in Mariposa County. That's the John Gerrish, his wife Ellen Chung, and their 1-year-old daughter Miju. I just love that. I just love that name.
That's a beautiful name.
And she was just so gorgeous. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
And
their family dog. And their family dog as well.
And so all 4 of the family members were found deceased here. As you can see on the map, I have the area here. And I'm going to pull this up here. And you can see over in this area is where they found their vehicle, Tammy. And are you familiar with this particular trail? Or is it over here? No, wait a minute. That was the Merced River there.
Yeah.
Because here's Height Cove.
Yep.
So it would be actually over this way a little more, or no?
There you go. I think you're going in the right direction now.
Yeah. Because here's Devil's Gulch.
Yep.
And that's where they were found, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And so at Devil's Gulch, they encountered apparently a algae bloom here in the Heights Cove area, correct?
Yes. Yep. That's what's being speculated right now.
So where did they hike in from?
I'm wondering if it's where their vehicle was found.
Right. Yeah, that's where their vehicle was found. I'm just trying to locate. I had it on my other map, and I couldn't pull it up here at all.
I'm trying to see.
So we do know that they hiked this area, though, here.
Right.
In this Heights Cove area. So
it's hard to see from that angle. I usually look at my maps from top view. So I could see the change of the river. That usually is my marker of where things are at.
Right. So here we have Devil's Gulch.
Yep.
And then Heights Cove.
Yep.
And
that trail should be right.
That's what I
somewhere
on my other map. I think it's over this way here now. So there's like a okay. So there's the road.
Yep.
See? And there it is. So this is where their vehicle was found. This is the little area here, this pull-off spot, and then they hiked in through this area here. Now, I would imagine they stayed on this trail, which begins here,
right,
from this area, and this is the trail that they call the.
There it is. Yep, I see it.
Yeah, and. So this is a pretty hefty trail for a family, but
that's an extensive trail, especially with a 1-year-old toddler.
That's what I was getting at. Now I don't want to speculate on anything.
Right.
But I do. It's hard. We just got a message, and I want to post this up there, and let's see what this says. This is from Pee Wee. They're saying they're leaning towards thinking that it could have been a murder-suicide. Very, very interesting. We will not know anything. Yeah, exactly. We're just speculating, and you're absolutely right, Pee Wee.
They are definitely still waiting for as of August 21st. They're still waiting for the toxicology reports to come back.
Yeah.
So, there's so many different things that they're looking for, but they also did. I can't remember the name of it, but there's also a toxicology report that they do on animals after postmortem as well, and they're doing that to the family dog as well. So they are running toxicology on all 4 members.
So necropsy.
Necropsy. There you go. Yes. Like Thank you.
Yeah. No. So this trail here, it's very interesting. Now Pee Wee made a really interesting point. Pee Wee made a very interesting point in that the murder-suicide speculation or thought of opinion, and it's difficult because my inside information, and I think this has been leaked out, but my inside information, my source inside of Mariposa says that the female, the mother, was found higher up on the area, from the area where the son, where Miju and dad was found. and the dog. So mom was away from the other 3 family members, which is kind of odd.
That is kind of odd. It's almost as if, and again, like you said, don't want to speculate or anything, but if she was found up further, it's almost like maybe she was going to try to find help. But that wouldn't make sense either, because why wouldn't she go back towards their vehicle where they parked, to get in the vehicle and go look for help that way?
Exactly. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because as they get to the Devil's Gulch area, now the sheriffs say that the family may have encountered the algae bloom here at the High Cove area. Mm-hmm. So if they had encountered an algae bloom, first of all, let's just take that completely off the table, because it's absolutely ridiculous that the coroner sheriff, would even speculate stating something like that, because it cannot happen. A whole entire family cannot get an algae bloom contact toxic reaction to it and drop dead together like that. Right. There would be they would see symptoms in the dog first, possibly, and the baby as well, and there would be throw up, there would be there would be things happening, and the family, the adults would start to realize, we got to get out of here, and they would start to make their way out of the trail. Mm-hmm. So by the way, it takes, they would literally have to be gulping down algae bloom in order to get poisoned and die. Right. So again, it doesn't, to me, I don't believe that it has anything to do with algae. I think it's the most ridiculous, conclusion or scenario out there.
And according to the reports that I've read, and I'm sure you've read the same ones I have, there's no trauma to the bodies. There's no stab wounds, no, bullet holes, no bruising, no cuts, no any kind of trauma to the bodies. So, there's other types of things out there that can be done to drug somebody or poison somebody or fill in the blanks that are undetectable, even in toxicology, unless the toxicologist is specifically looking for those things.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Another thing I want to point out here to everybody, and that is that you see this area here. Now, over here, this is where the family would be hiking. They would be on this trail. You see this area here? Mm-hmm. If I zoom in here, this is a trail here. Now, before it was on the other side of the mountains here, of the hills, right. But it switches over to this side. And the reason why it switches over to this side is because the terrain becomes too much for anybody to be hiking. And so the trail then switchbacks along this ridge here, this ridge, yep. And it goes away from Devil's Gulch. Mm-hmm. So they weren't hiking away from, they had to literally decide, what, we are going to go off the beaten trail. Wow. And go down here to Devil's Gulch, because I've searched for trails, and of course time changes, but there's no trails here, and hiking with a baby, that doesn't make any sense. Here we brought something else up here. The mother had previously survived in the past traumatic head injury. Oh. That's very important information, actually.
Thank you, Pee-wee.
That could have something to do with the mother's situation, but what about the rest of the family? And this, like I said, this had me up for late night wondering why the father would decide to go down into Devil's Gulch with the baby.
Pee-wee, I have a question for you if you're still there. Do you know if the mother was still experiencing long-term symptoms from her TBI?
And people can too. I know I had TBI from my accident. My wife does. I'm still screwed up.
She would too.
She would, absolutely. Let's see what PV says here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha. On the Seven Stockton channel, I think it was. She means. And I don't know. They have not heard that. So,
Oh,
see if I
okay.
can put up a chat overlay here.
All right. Awesome.
Hide messages from the stream. I don't want to hide messages from the
I
stream.
mean, I could only assume that depending on the severity of her TBI, you know, she could have things like memory issues, and maybe she got separated from the family thinking, you know, or even in that type of situation, especially in those mountains, it's real easy to get turned around and lose your sense of direction. So, you know, there's a lot of scenarios that could have played out why she was so far away from the dad and the baby.
I don't know. I am just the ultimate naysayer, I guess. I just see. Like I said, I was up hours and hours banging my head. Why would they hike up this trail here?
Yeah.
And then hike back down this trail.
Yeah.
Into Devil's Gulch. There's nothing there.
Especially with the 1-year-old. Like, I went down into the canyon when my son was 9 months old with a baby carrier strapped on me. We literally camped there for one night, and the family that I brought down there with me wanted to go hike to some of the gold mines. And I mean, they're not very far from where my family property is, and I wouldn't even take my 9-month-old baby to go hike some of those mountainsides. So that part of it just does not add up to me.
I mean, granted, they're not a mountain known family. I mean, a family that's grown up in the mountain area that knows, you know, a lot about the mountains. They're a city family, from what I understand.
San Francisco.
And they came to the mountains to enjoy a better life, so I don't think that they would be negligent in that way. I don't think that they would have their baby out there and decide, oh, you know, especially on a hot day, you know, sure, they have water, they have things that they can take care of themselves with, but I don't know, really, Tammy, this has me just blown away. I'd really like to know where her body was found on this trail, in respect to where the husband and the baby and the dog were found. Because, like you said, she could have been going for help, or, you know, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I'm dumbfounded. I really am. I don't think that something nefarious happened. I can't come to that conclusion.
Right.
What about you?
You know, I'm kind of right there with you. I mean, there's just something about this doesn't make sense. Something about this doesn't quite add up. And for it to be an algae bloom, like you said, they would have to have a continued exposure for a lengthy period of time for that to be accurate. And I just don't see that happening. And all four of them passing away, you know, within the same time period, that doesn't, I agree with you. I don't, yeah.
So it's until we get that toxicology report and until the sheriff's department is more forthcoming with information in regards to this case, it's going to be one of those that's going to be left for speculation. And that's just not good. We really need to get the facts. The people there locally need to get the facts so they know whether or not they can, you know, hike those trails. It's really important to be honest and be upfront with the public, and hopefully they will be soon. And so I wanted to also talk to you quickly about Jerry Cox. The Mariposa County story is going to be out on Dr. Phil.
Yay,
September
Jerry!
6th, 2021. We're really excited for Jerry and his girlfriend, Crystal. They really have endured a lot. I mean, Jerry's just been through the ringer and back and forth, and it looks like his story is finally going to get out there.
I'm so glad to hear that. He deserves to be heard, and his story definitely deserves to be spread. So I am really excited that he finally got his opportunity on Dr. Phil.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Dr. Phil tells his story. Have you seen any of Dr. Phil's episodes?
I have. I love Dr. Phil. I absolutely love Dr. Phil.
Yeah, he's a very interesting psychologist, so
Yeah.
TV personality, and yeah, he seems to be he seems to get to the bottom of things, but I haven't really seen him take on a story like Jerry's.
Right.
One where we're talking about massive corruption.
Yeah.
An update for people too on the Jerry Cox case. The federal courts, the judge in that case, he has shown or expressed some alarm in regards to Mariposa County's filing, I should say lack of filing of documents. The judge has ordered a full review on those documents, apparently, and the he's wondering what the heck's been going on, because he can literally see that there has been some serious corruption there in Mariposa County by Mariposa County officials. And it's about time. We need to clean up the crap, man. I want to go to Mariposa. I want to spend a lot of money and have a lot of fun with people up there, and do positive, good work,
Yep. Mariposa is not a bad city. There's just some bad people that live in that city.
Amen. I hear you, sister. There's some bad people, because the majority of those people out there, man, they'll open up their door to you. They'll give you a nice warm cup of coffee and enjoy the scenery with you. Show
And
respect, you get a lot of respect.
Yeah, and then they'll go shoot you at the pizza factory.
There are some tweakers you got to watch out for. No, I can't say that. I don't know if that man was tweaker or anything.
But but wasn't there a newspaper article of a shooting that happened at the pizza factory like last week or the week before?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Apparently that was just a dispute between a couple of guys, and one guy let his temper get the best of him. And gosh, you can't do that, man. You got to draw it back. As an example, I was at work one time, and this young man came in, and I was at work one time, and as manager, I'm controlling my parking lot and everything else. I don't want people pulling in where my customers can be. And so I saw this one young man's car, and I put a note on it, said, hey, I know you work over here. That's, you're not supposed to be on my lot, blah, blah, blah. So he came in storming and pissed off and just, effing you, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I just kind of chilled and just let him just go off on me and everything. Tell me how horrible I am. And, okay. And he went to walk off, and so I decided to follow him. And my staff was like, what are you doing? So I followed him out the door. Hey, excuse me. Didn't want to listen to me. Kept walking and walked right out the door. Got into his vehicle, and as he's starting up his truck, knocked on his window, and he's ready to give it to me. So he rolls down his window, and he looks, and I'm all, hey, listen, I've had bad days too. It's okay. There's no problem. I get it. It was it tough at work today, and he just looked at me, and I could see it all just go away, all his anger, and he's like, yeah, man, it was a bad day today. And I said, listen, the parking lot rules and everything else, I put the notes on there, and don't worry about it. If you come in and just tell me, hey man, it's me or whatever, I would probably be like, oh yeah, the guy that works over across the restaurant, maybe he'll bring you a piece of bread, whatever.
Yeah.
But you got to tell me something or whatever, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And the guy was just like, everything drained out of him, all the anger, all the steam.
Mm-hmm.
And because him calling me an effing and this and that and all this other crap, because I did not let it affect me, because I did not let it, I saw that his anger was, because of something that I had done. Yeah. I had, done something, and of course an action is going to cause a reaction.
Right.
And that's what was happening. So anyways, the guy came back the next day with a big bottle of wine, And was like, I just really want to apologize. I told my wife about it, and she was just so, you got to get him a bottle of wine, so I was like, I can't accept that, I'm at work, whatever. And I couldn't accept it. But, I told him I really appreciated him just coming back in and saying something. That really hit me. Very special.
Yeah.
Anyways, but, hopefully people won't do that. Take out, especially if you got a gun.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're a
that's
gun
the
owner.
crazy thing. I am a gun owner, but that's the crazy thing about Tennessee is you don't have to have a permit and you can carry a gun here.
I'm sorry, what?
You don't have to have a permit and you can carry a gun here.
Oh my gosh. And
they still sell AK-47s and AR-15s here.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, if you took the bad side of California and put it out there, boy, it would just be chaos.
Yeah, fortunately for us, most Californians don't make it this far to the East Coast.
I better stay the hell out of there. Those people shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, and we get away with it.
And get away. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, it's really good talking to you again. It's been a little bit.
It has been a little bit, and I'm really glad that, the whole rebranding's going good, and, the new look looks really nice. I really like the new look, and, and hopefully we can keep this thing up and running and going and have a positive vibe and keep our people educated.
Yeah, because that is the biggest goal, right? To give people a source of information that can help them make decisions that, affect their lives.
Yep.
So, and that's important. We definitely want them to make the right decisions. Anything else big happening with you these days, or?
Oh my gosh, there's been August has been such a hellacious month for me. I, the first week of August, I did my move here to Tennessee. This last week mostly has just been absurd, and I'm so glad that August is almost over. So my son totaled his car. He almost died a few nights ago.
Yes.
And he fortunately he has some kind of guardian angel or some higher somebody is looking out for that young man, because he walked away with a bruised neck, with some seatbelt rash and a little bit of a bruised pelvis from the seatbelt. But that's it. And his car, it could have been a lot worse. It rested on some trees that prevented him from going 10 more feet down a hill.
Wow,
so
my gosh.
Yeah, so he was very blessed. And then my niece has been sexually assaulted, and so the family's dealing with that. She's 14.
Gosh.
Yeah, that
so
was
sorry to hear that.
This is all on the same day, by the way, mind you. So my niece got sexually assaulted that morning. My son rolled his vehicle or wrecked his vehicle at like 10:13 that night. This was on Sunday, I think it was. And then to top it all off, my puppy Blue, I don't know if you all remember my puppy Blue, but we had to take him to the emergency room. He almost died. So they kept him for 24 hours in the ER, working on him. He is back to normal now and everything's good. But yeah, like that all happened in the same day.
Apologies. I get a little pain sometimes in there, especially when I hear that's good Lord.
Yeah.
My gosh, I'm so sorry all that happened in one shot. Jesus.
Yeah. But then in the midst of it, I got good news, and that's that, the podcast is coming back, and that really gives me hope for a lot of things, because the podcast really, has been a big part of my life, and I've always wanted to do something like this. So I'm very blessed to be able to do this with you.
I as well with you. Well, we are going to be changing some of the style and design of what you see on right now. The whole Restream thing, that's going to be going away. We're actually going to be streaming through Restream like we're doing now, but it'll be coming through OBS Studio, which is really cool because we'll be able to pop up some things will pop up really neat and fun things going on. To be very interactive with our viewers, which is really fun to do. I like talking to people and getting their sides of things instead of just my side, because my side is boring. I know my side. What is your side? And so that's why I like talking to you.
Yeah, right. I know. Sometimes we don't always have the same opinions or the same preferences, but it shows people that you don't have to have the same opinions or the same preferences and still be friends and still get along and have an amicable conversation about it.
Exactly.
It's not a matter of changing somebody else's views on something. It's a matter of respecting their opinion and their views on it.
Exactly. And that's, hopefully we can set the pace going forward for others to emulate, because it really is all about people. It's not about party. I'm all mixed up. You can see I voted for Reagan. I voted for Bernie. I voted for Bush. I voted for Bush Cheney, that Bush. I voted for, I'm all mixed up, but I vote for ideas, whoever's got the right ideas. When I voted for Bush, in the first election, I saw Al Gore as just somebody who did not have the wherewithal or the strength to really stand up to somebody who would do us wrong, and it's tough, because people, like you and I, we would have different opinions on it, and everybody just starts fighting and haggling. But we have men and women over there, doing our bidding, and we're sitting here, right and left.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's such a bigger picture than what the right side's doing or the left side's doing. If you guys voted for Biden, good for you. If you voted for Trump, good for you. If you voted for somebody else, good for you. Like, that's your choice. And that's the beauty of you, Matt, is you're, independent party. So you vote for whoever you think has the best ideas and who's going to bring the most to the table at the time,
Yeah, so, I didn't vote for Biden.
No?
No. I wrote in my candidate. I voted for Tom Steyer, and that didn't happen. So
I voted for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, wow. That would have been something, right? Oh, damn. Did you see Arnold? Wow. That would have been something. Oh, shit. Arnold would be cool, though. Arnold, I like Arnold. Arnold, people can razz him and talk crap about him when he was governor of the state of California. Sure, he had his own personal issues that, apparently all these people do.
I don't think he did a bad job as a governor in California.
But, right. No, he got out there and he went looking for jobs for companies to open up in California. He was really proactive in that. And, I think we need really strong conservative ideals back again. Need my Republican friends back again. And,
heck yeah, go Republicans.
Yeah, it's like I like to say, it's if you want a good pie, you want to make a great apple pie, American apple pie, you need some black, you need some brown, you need some white, you mix it all around. You got to sprinkle some of this and sprinkle that with some Democrat, some Republican, a little independent in there too. You pop it all together, wrap it into the oven, and bake it at 350 degrees for however long the sucker pops out, and it'll be the best damn apple pie you ever had.
Heck yeah.
Because you got to have all the right ingredients to make a great life for us all,
absolutely. And if you're a Democrat, I don't think you're a bad person. I'm a Republican. I'm not a bad person. Matt's an independent. He's not a bad person.
I'm actually kind of messed up.
Yeah, but that's a different topic for a different day. We're all a little crazy in here.
Oh, that's great. Yes, ma'am. So we're going to be doing this again, right? Next week.
Same time, same place.
Hold
same
on
day.
here. Pee-wee threw us a loop here on the question. You got that question there?
What about the Newsom recall election? Oh.
Ooh. So I guess, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to ask, what do you think about that, Matt?
Yeah, because I'm kind of like the only voter right now on the channel here that's going to be voting in California recall election. So I've been back and forth. I've been like, he doesn't have much time left in office, so why are we recalling him in the first place? So okay, we're going forward with the recall, so we got to accept that now. Um, I was for the recall, and then I saw the list of candidates. I'm like, oh my God.
Went from bad to worse.
Yes. I mean, but honestly, then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna vote no on recall. And I think I'm gonna do that because the election is coming up. And I don't want to get somebody in office for a few months who's going to get, voted out, in just a couple of months.
Right.
I'm going to go vote no on the recall, but I am going to vote for a candidate in case the recall is approved. People, you got to do that, right? So if you're voting in the California recall election and you vote no on the recall, you still have to pick a candidate in case the recall is approved. Because see, what happens is they look at first the recall. Did the recall go through? So if he loses, if he gets 49% of the vote in favor of not recalling him, he loses. So if he loses, then it goes to the recall candidates. If you don't select a recall candidate,
one will be appointed for you.
I don't think that would happen. You never know these days, though. But I believe that your vote won't count. You won't have a say so in the candidates for the recall election. So make sure that if you vote no on recall on Governor Newsom, and to vote for the candidate just in case. Yes, and I know I am undecided this time. See, yeah, it's tough here. I agree. It's really tough. Well, have you seen any good candidates that you can think of? Okay, I mean, you're not really paying attention to it, I guess. But
no, I haven't really been paying attention to it. But I'm with you as far as because Newsom was there when I still lived in California, so and you're right as far as doing a recall this soon before an election happens is kind of ridiculous. Why not just finish the couple of months up and then go from there, because there's going to be a new person in office anyway. That's right. Just like a week before it was time to turn over presidency, they're trying to impeach Trump. Why? He only had a week left. Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. And there's other legal remedies, but it all comes down to politics. Everybody's showing that they can.
And I really haven't seen I have seen a few things of the Newsom recall and the upcoming candidates for that election, but I myself have not seen anybody. If I were still in California and I were up for vote, this is just me, just my opinion. I probably would not vote for a candidate because I would rather, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I don't see any good candidates up there right now, unless there's a miracle that happens and all of a sudden somebody steps up to the plate. I would not vote for that one. I would vote no to the recall, but I would not pick another candidate.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you don't pick another candidate, then, it's kind of left up to, the minimalist amount of candidates, votes for the candidates. It's weird, this whole recall election thing.
Yeah.
I just wish they could just, everybody could just raise your hand.
They all need to make up my mind for me.
Oh gosh. All righty. Well, let's wrap this up. It's been a really fun show. Like I said, it's been exciting to talk to you again and to discuss a little bit about what's been going on out in Mariposa. Before we go again, there was another thing I wanted to talk to you about. Any new news on your family's case?
Thank you. I appreciate the ask on that one. So as of right now, we are still kind of sitting stagnant, and the reason why is because my $1,000 bill has gone up to $2,280 to get that second opinion autopsy report. So first they gave me one price, and then it went up to another price, and then as soon as I was like, okay, look, here's the $1,000, we got this, we're good. Then it went up to $2,280. Ronnie's dad, Frank, is stepping up to the plate. He's gonna, make that payment.
What?
Yes, hopefully
When is
here.
Frank gonna come on the show? I would love to have him on the show.
We are going to work that out. He is ready. So that's going to be a conversation that I'll probably have with him this week, and I'll keep you updated on that. But he is definitely ready. He did start a new job though.
Okay.
He's driving tankers again for Arco, which he used to do out in Sacramento years and years ago. So he is a truck driver again. He works long hours, hauling gasoline. But I will work out, that, and let him know it's Sundays, 6 p.m. your guys' time, 9 p.m. my time. And we'll pick a day and we'll get him on the show for sure, because I want nothing more than his voice to be heard, because he is Ronnie's dad, and he is the one family member that has not been heard yet. So
yeah, I agree with you. It'd really be nice to hear from him and to hear how he's doing too. To catch up a little bit. Also, he's a musician like myself.
Yes,
and
he is.
He knows how to rock and roll. So I could talk to him about some chops. And
he would love to show you his new guitar collection. Trust me on that. And his new stack that he just got.
Yeah, I saw some pictures. I think you sent me some photos over. I was really excited to see that, man. He's really he's been through a lot, and I'm so glad to see that he's not another statistic himself. He's not drowning in a bottle somewhere, crawled up in a corner. He's fighting. And he's fighting for his own sanity every day and for his family's sanity. And the man is an amazing individual. We all have problems. I'm the first one to tell you we all have problems.
Like I said, we're all mad in here.
Yes, yeah, right. Been there, done that 40 couple times over. So, we all have problems. But when we climb out of the hole and we have those below us helping to pull us up rather than grabbing us and pulling us down, we can get somewhere in life. So I'm really glad to see that he is focused on moving himself forward in a positive way. And I will be one of those to help pull him up. Yeah, I'm already up at the top of the ledge. Yeah, I'm up there already. I've got away from all my abuses. You too. You've gotten away from your abuses. We can help pull people up. So
and I truly believe that this podcast has really kept him going and has given him the hope that he needs to continue to wake up every day and continue to move forward with his life, because he knows that things have been left in good hands and things are still being taken care of, which alleviates a lot of the stress off of him in trying to research what to do next and what, where to go next and who to talk to next. That's all kind of being done, for him, and he's just being kept up to date on everything. And of course, if he tells me to do something, I do it, or if he tells me he doesn't want me to do something, I will never do it. So he still has control of the reins, so to speak. He just doesn't have the worry of having to step in and actually do it himself. And and all the things that we come up with as far as new updates go, and things that I've done, things that you've done, he looks forward to hearing those things, because it really does, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers, a lot of our listeners, it gives them hope as well, like David Burkhart's family. And, it really does give people that glimmer of hope that, eventually it may not happen as quickly as we want it to on our terms, but eventually it will happen. So
yeah, and that's really important for people to understand. Look at Jerry Cox's case. That case happened 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. And so it's taken so long, 5 years, just to have somebody on a major national, international, brand like that, Dr. Phil, to get his story out there.
Yep.
And so you have to hang in there. keep fighting, and reach out to people like Tammy and I. We would love to be able to go through the timeline of events that may have occurred with somebody that you may have lost, or something of that nature.
Yep.
And maybe help to get to the bottom of it. We're not looking for any compensation, not looking to become hugely rich and famous off of your family's pain. But what we are trying to do is we're trying to give you a platform, to give you a voice, to be able to get your story out there so that it can be told, and that you can find the justice you deserve.
Yep, we're here to be used as the tools, and give you what you need and help point you in the proper direction and take the proper steps to get you to where you would, where you need to be to give your loved one a voice, or your family a voice, or whatever needs to be heard, And we, like Matt said, we don't do it for compensation. We don't do it for any other reason than we love to help people. And that's what we're solely here to do.
Yep, trying to load up on that karma before I kill over, man. I need as much karma as I can get. So.
We're gonna be those, in elementary school when we were bad at the front of the line, we got sent to the back of the line.
That's where I saw you
with our golden tickets, back of the line.
Back of the line, damn it. Oh God. Well, again, it was really nice to chat with you today, Tammy. I hope everything's gonna get better than what it was. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. One last thing. Every time we get to the end, it's one last thing.
It's been a while, so
we had burglars last night.
In your house?
We had a crew of burglars attempt to break in last night. It was absolutely my wife's clapping. So is that clapping? What is that?
Hi, Bronca. I missed you.
Clapping.
You're amazing.
She knows about our break-in last night. So we had a team, this group of burglars, and it turned out a coordinated attack basically came out from a group of raccoons that were
the masked banditos.
Yes, and they had the little masks on, and okay, so we're sleeping, right? My dogs, they hear something, they're on it. So boom, they just boom right out the door, right? They have their little door where they can just access right to the backyard. Yeah. And immediately my pit bull, I watched the video because we have our video surveillance all over the house, and I watched the video surveillance, and she was on one of the raccoons immediately, and then the boxer came as backup, and they were both just battling, and then all of a sudden they were surrounded by the other 5, and they're like, oh crap, and boom, right back in their doggy door, they came running in, and I'm like, what and I go out there, and there's one that's just, he turns around, or she, whatever it is, turns around and looks at me, just, boom, stares at me, and then just like coolly walks away, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, I gotta grab the water hose, and it's gone. So let's go back to sleep. Everything, my dog, she got bit pretty good. So, had to clean her up a little bit. Oh yeah, she's fine. Just a couple of little holes, that's all. But she's a pit bull. She don't feel much. And so we're going back to bed, doing our thing. And then boom, she hears them again, and boom, they're out the door again. And I go outside and, don't see anything this time. So they go back inside, and I'm looking around, and I'm just waiting. And I just, how everything's off, and I see this little pair of eyes, I swear to you, it's the funniest thing in the world, peek around my redwood. Right at me, the little bit. And I'm like, you son of it. I started squirting it with water. I'm talking shit in the middle of the night. So it's like 4:30 in the morning. My neighbors, I can see lights coming on, and I've got my water hose hosing down a big old raccoon it's stuck up in my redwood tree. And this thing's yelling at me. I mean, you know how they do that, whatever. He's doing his thing, trying to jump from branch to branch, everything else. It was the funniest thing. finally, he's gone. Well, I got back in the house and I'm just like, we'll see what happens tonight.
Were you wearing your Batman pajama pants?
Let's just say I was pretty, it was pretty wide open. And neighbors were not too impressed, I'm sure.
I hope you got tall fences.
What? You know, I didn't think about that. Should have went a little higher. Oh boy. All right, so that really is gonna wrap it up because I just I threw myself all over the place there in front.
That's great.
So again, it was really nice to see you and to spend a little time chatting with you and to yuck it up a little bit.
Yep, absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Hopefully everything goes back to normal for you and things get back on track. We'll be doing this every week, Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Sunday in
Eastern Standard Time.
And so please tune in, check it out. If you want to reach out to us, get a hold of us. We have an email account, the EJFA Network. I have to get you the new password, by the way, Tammy, to do that. I wanted to change it over to IPJ so everybody would be able to just go IPJ, Gmail or something. So that's probably what I want to do. But for now, if you do want to reach out to us, just reach out to EJFA Network, and we can, get involved in your story and hopefully tell.
Let me see if my puppy is laying outside my door and his tail was underneath my door wagging, so I could just see his tail under the door wagging.
Is he doing better though? The puppy's all good?
Oh yeah, he's back to normal and he's doing great.
Good, fantastic. All righty, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for us here at the IPJ podcast. Again, we appreciate you guys checking us out. And please tune in again next week, Sunday, where we will do it once again and talk about some of the interesting stories around California, around the state, the area. I was going to say around the nation because I got my big flag here, but no, I want to try to keep it to the state because there's just so much corruption. I'll let somebody else in the other 49 states deal with that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much again, Tammy. And until next time, everybody, don't forget, it is your voice. So
use it.
Yes, ma'am.